What's up, ladies and gents? Anbraxas here, starting the Lone Wolf series, Arma 3 Wasteland. Now, for a bunch of you who are subscribed, yeah, I used to do World of Warcraft content. Just a quick update on that. Probably not going to be doing any more World of Warcraft content. I just don't enjoy the game anymore. However, I've been playing a considerable amount of Arma 3. Become pretty good at it. Wouldn't say I'm great, but I'm decent. And, I'm just going to show you guys how I like to play Wasteland. And, well, this is, going to be the Lone Wolf series. And that basically means I'm not going to be taking on any partners. No groups, no nothing. It's just me versus the world. And it definitely changes the way you play. If you're playing Blue 4 or Op 4, you're going to have a little bit of an easier time. Because when you spawn into a town, you guys are going to be the only ones there. The town becomes spawn locked. For an independent, when you spawn into a town, the town's spawn locked for about a minute and a half, and then other people can start to spawn in. So you kind of got to make your way through the town, in pretty quick order. Now, water is pretty scarce. Food is not. This server is a little bit easier to play on, a little bit easier to restart, and that's why I like playing on it. If you get geared out and you get killed, it's not the end of the world, because in the back of most spawn vehicles, you'll find some sort of weapon. For an example, I just checked this quad. It's got an MK20 that uses 5.56 millimeter tracer rounds. You can get the non-tracer rounds for it if you can find them. Non-tracer rounds are a little bit harder to find, but incredibly useful for when you get a silencer, which I'm definitely going to suggest. Now, the map for Stratus, it's pretty darn small. It's something like 19 kilometers squared. And when you're playing solo, one thing you need to keep in the back of your head, if you fire your gun, assume somebody heard it. The map's just that small. Gunfire can be heard, a little over 500 meters away. Within 500 meters, they got a pretty good idea of where you are. So if you're going to fire your gun, you really need to think about when you're going to fire it, where you're going to fire it, and what directions people could come from. So let's hunker down this bush and take a look at our map quick. So I spawned at T-Ho. If you play like T-Times Warfare or other maps, T-Ho would actually be the West Antenna Tower. Now, for this particular map, they've modified all of the cities so that every city has buildings that can spawn items. So you don't have all the standard features that you normally would. So let's talk a little bit about how to play Wasteland solo. Wasteland solo's a lot more difficult than if you group with somebody. Even if you group with one other person, the game becomes probably around 75% easier. When you're playing solo and you get caught in a firefight, assume you're going to die. There's not a whole lot you can do if it's just you by yourself. And what you're looking for is you see these little objectives on the map, like capture base. There's going to be a bunch of stuff there that you could construct a base with, and typically there will be an ammo crate. Down choppers, pretty self-explanatory. There's going to be a chopper there that you can pick up. If you've got a repair kit and the fuel, or just fuel, sometimes they land without being damaged. But choppers are probably the most sought after thing. The second thing is going to be geocaches. Geocaches typically don't have AI spawn around them. That's what you want to go for if you're playing solo. And my humble suggestion would be, if you are playing solo, do not go after any objective unless it spawns within a few hundred meters of you. Because you're playing by yourself. When you go for the objective, there's going to be other people around, and they can just ruin your day. Alright, so what I like to do when I start playing Wasteland is one of the first few things that I do. I acquire a weapon. The very first thing I do is try to find a weapon. Once I have a weapon, what I'm looking for is a repair kit, a fuel can, 1 water, and 1 food. That should keep me going, particularly since I'm going to have to steer well clear of towns, crossroads, and stuff like that. But basically, what I'm going to do, because I am playing alone, is I'm actually going to start to set up ambushes here in a little bit. So let's talk about movement. How do you want to move when you're playing Wasteland by yourself, or you're lone wolfing it? Number one thing you don't want to do is be on the top of a hill like I am right now. Basically, anybody out there, it doesn't matter where they are, they can see you when you're standing on top of a hill. It's a little harder to see you when you're crouched. But roads and hills, you want to stay away from the top of. Now, this is actually a little trick that I picked up from watching a show. I think it was on Discovery Channel called Special Forces. When you're trying to avoid patrols, and i.e. other players, NPCs, etc., staying midway between the top and the bottom of the hill is your best bet. If there's anybody, chances are they're either at the bottom or they're at the top. Most people, for whatever reason, I guess it's Call of Duty syndrome, like to pick up sniper rifles. So what they typically like to do is try to stay towards the top of the hill, and they'll look down into a valley. When you're halfway in between the top and the bottom, 90% of the time, they completely miss you because they're looking at the crest of the other hills or they're looking down the valley for targets. People love to camp objectives. Let's see if we have any objectives yet. No new objectives. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to make our way over here toward Palaz. I hit shift and clicked to set a waypoint. But basically what people do is they'll try to camp an objective, like say at a downed helicopter or something. They know people that have the gear to take it are going to be coming. That's why I say you want to try to avoid, getting tangled up in any objectives that aren't right next to you. If they've been there for a while, assume it's being camped. And like I said, Call of Duty syndrome, a lot of people will pick up a sniper rifle. You always need to have situational awareness. I highly suggest you pick up a surround sound headset. It doesn't have to be real surround sound. It just has to be, that Dolby Digital fake surround sound, just enough so that you can tell what direction things are coming. So, the beeping you're hearing behind me is someone planning C4 charges, that sort of thing. I don't know exactly where they are. I don't want to run into them, so I'm going to stick to the midpoint of this hill here. And basically I'm going to work my way up and over and around. And I'm going to try to pick up an objective if I can. This playthrough is definitely going to be split up into multiple parts. You're definitely going to see me die. I'm not like a pro Wasteland player or anything. I'm not, I don't have scripts or hacks, so I can't, equip myself with gear if I die to make it look like, nothing ever happened. And basically what we see here is we got a truck up here. We've been hearing the beeping. Somebody is setting up bombs along this road to try to set up an ambush. My goal is to ambush the ambushee. So we're just going to creep up here. I'm going to hit Control and S to drop myself a little bit lower. As you can see, I'm keeping my head down just a little bit further. And I'm going to see if I can surprise them somehow. I am crossing the road, but I'm making sure I keep my eyes on that vehicle. If they're planting bombs, chances are they're probably going to be coming back to that vehicle. And now that I crossed the road, I'm going to stay in between the low and midpoint and work my way towards that vehicle to see if I can catch whoever this is unaware. One thing you need to keep in mind is your stamina. You don't want to move too far, too fast, too quickly.
I found another... Oops, sorry about the global.
You don't want to move too far, too fast, too quickly. Simple reason being, you're going to run out of breath and you're not going to be able to line up your shots right. So what it sounds like to me is there's a truck coming over the crest of the hill. Yep, there he is. Either he set off the explosions or he's running from whoever did. It looks like he's coming to a standstill. So he might be a good target to ambush, but whoever tried to ambush him, probably going to come over the hill looking for him. See if he can get a few shots off. So I'm going to just hunker down over here for a few minutes, wait for all this stuff to pass over, and then I'm going to move out. Right now I'm equipped with probably the worst weapon. When you look at the sights, take a good look. You see that little dot? We got two dashes, one coming up in the middle, and there's a dot right in the middle. That's marked for, I do believe it's, I can't adjust it as far as I want. Right now it's set for 100 meters. 100 meters really isn't that far. Unfortunately, the sound is bugged at the moment. Looks like that truck got exploded. So I think it'd be a good time to nervously work my way over there so I can take out whoever that was. But basically, the way the sights are set up, this is one of the worst guns. It blocks a whole lot of your field of view. It's just not a good weapon to get into a firefight with. And when you do, you need to make every single shot count. So if this guy has night vision, chances are he's going to see me before I see him. But I'm going to assume, since he blew up this truck, if it wasn't the guy in the truck itself, he's going to want to come over and, loot, pick up the money, etc. So I'm just working my way over very cautiously. And I play cautiously. I probably play a little too much, a little too cautious. But it pays off in the long run because you're going to see people coming before they see you. So this would be a good spot. I'm just going to camp out here for a second to see if anyone decides to make their way down. If no one does, I'm going to assume that the guy blew himself up. He had some extra charges, decided he wasn't going to keep playing for the day, and decided to detonate. Rocks and hard surfaces, definitely your friend. Definitely want to stick to those if you can. If you can't, you want to keep your head as low as you can. For an example, someone came over the ridge now, I'd have a pretty good shot on them, but they would have a really hard time trying to hit me. So, fire's out, it's dark again. Let's go ahead and creep around the edge here and see if we see anybody potentially trying to loot this vehicle and whatnot. So you can hear some gunfire. You can see the tracer rounds. Unfortunately, my character's bugging out. So I'm a little bit stuck at the moment, but I'm going to continue to work my way down the hill here. There's the destroyed truck. We already saw where the tracer fire is coming from. I don't know what's up with this rock, why it's so bugged out, but I'm going to go ahead and drop down here. Pick up this repair kit. And I'm pretty much good to go. So my assumption is that guy probably destroyed his own truck because he was done playing for the day. That or he had something in it that he didn't want anyone else getting their hands on, and he could be on down the hill here. For all that I know, that was his gear. Oh, I see what's going on. That fire was actually towards a capture vehicle. So now that we know where he was heading, holy crap, $15,000, I'll take that. Holy crap, $229,000. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to survive another fall, but that's a buttload of money. I definitely lucked out there. Like I said, man, Wasteland, assume somebody heard it. So I don't think I'll survive another fall, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the attempt, but if I die, I'm going to mark my position right now so that I know where this money is and I can come back and get it, because that's going to save me a lot more time in the long run. Holy crap, I actually survived that fall. So, now that I know that that was money, and it just asked me if I wanted to pick something up, what did it want me to pick up? It's too dark for me to tell. I have to assume the guy's still in the area, and I have to assume that was actually his private stash of money. You really want to screw with someone when you find something like that? Go hide it for yourself. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Now, I'm severely injured. I don't have any medic kits. So I need to really watch my P's and Q's as I play here. So this looks like a good position. I'm going to keep this marked for now and get a good bearing. It's at 055, 053. If you don't know where I'm getting those coordinates, take a look at the top of the map here. Along the top we've got 055 through 056. So I fall in the 055 group. I'm right in between the two. And then over here, 053 is the closest intersecting point. I guess I could say 052. There was just a honking horn. That might be that fella coming back for his money. But unfortunately, it's been moved, and the chances of him finding it aren't all that great. So basically, I'm going to drop it $5,000 at a time. and I'm just going to hide it around this area. That way I've got a private stash of funds if I need them. I'll hide another one on this hill. We can hear, a vehicle coming up. We're going to assume it's this guy again. Drop another $5,000. Something that people will do from time to time, if they're having a hard time, particularly when it comes to finding water. Water's super difficult to find in Wasteland. I'm not really sure why, but sometimes what they'll do is they'll kill themselves so that they can come back with full health and water. Rather than spend the next 20 to 30 minutes searching buildings and stuff for it. So that's something that happens. So basically, I don't see any other good areas to hide money that I know for sure aren't going to be discovered. This might be another good area. It does get illuminated by the searchlights. So we're going to put, I guess, around $10,000 here. So we'll drop 5,000, drop 5,000, drop 5,000. There goes a truck. And then down in here, we'll do the same thing again. And basically, I don't really see this much money that often. It's an insane amount of money to find in Wasteland. Just absolutely absurd amount of money to find in Wasteland. So, I want to distribute this wealth evenly across the land the best I can. I'm not even worried about tactics at the moment because I have over, $20,000 hidden up in the hills there. If I get shot now and someone takes the rest, huge payday for them, but I don't have to worry about it. So yeah, hiding money at the crook of a road probably isn't the best idea. So let's go ahead and start heading towards this forest. Like I said, not that worried about getting shot now. I found that huge sum of money. Who would have thunk it? But unfortunately, servers here do restart. So I'm probably not going to have that money, tomorrow or the next day. I'm going to have to spend it while I'm here. So this is probably going to be, one of my last deposits before I start actually playing the game, the way it was meant to be played. And if I spawn in this area again, at least it'll be here for me if I need it. One thing that you'll find interesting is people will sometimes just not come out to investigate a sack because food has the same animation or skin on it. So food and money share the same animation, so people won't even come out and look half the time. So sometimes you're safe just dropping a load of cash right out in the middle of nowhere. If someone finds it, I'm not worried about it. I'm going to make one of my final deposits here. It's going to be a larger deposit, $10,000. I don't know, guys. That's a lot of money, man. I can't just like not hide it all in case I need it. So you know what? It is what it is. If the first part of this video is me hiding the $150,000 I found, so be it. But at least I'll be set for the rest of the game. Who needs hacks? I just found somebody's treasure trove of money. Like, jeez. Alright. And then I'm going to keep 19,000 for myself, so. So that says 5,000, but I bet you if I pick it up. Oh no. Oh no, they did start doing that. Now you can't put large sum of money in one. Okay. I see how it is. Okay. Well, anyhow, guys, I don't want to spend this whole video hiding money, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it here, and we'll catch back up with each other here in just a few minutes. Alright, guys, and we're back. So you remember that capture base from earlier? Alright, so basically I found the bodies of the soldiers that they killed. There's no one around. I've checked everywhere. Oh, this guy had a first aid kit on him. I'm definitely going to be using that. I already checked all around the place. I hid most of the money. I've got about 9 grand left for myself. Yeah, so I've definitely lucked out. You know, they left these bodies here for me. I got, a sash. They were using the same type of weapons I was using, so I can go ahead and get rid of this and, pick up the TRG. Still uses 5.56 millimeter rounds. So, good stuff. Unfortunately, for some reason, I've only got one magazine for it, and it uses 5.5, so, I'm not sure what's going on there. Let's check it out. Perhaps it's still on his body somewhere. I guess not. Something must be bugged out. But hey, at least those corpses were there. I was able to pick up, a sash. That saves me $1,600, which I don't know why I'm factoring in because I found that huge stash. I did put something in global that I found at Geocache. It is close enough for me to go for. At less than a click. It is near Spawn Town, but people in Spawn are going to be equipped just about as good as I am. So this could be my chance to get myself some high-powered weaponry, or at least a scope to throw on top of my gun. And basically the way geocaches work, all you gotta do is be the first one to get there and touch it, and it's yours. So we have a helicopter inbound. Helicopters definitely have the advantage in this situation because they can just straight up come in, land, pick it up, load it in the helicopter, and they're gone. So I can now hear the wind coming off the blades, so they're within about I thought they'd be within 400 or 500 meters, but it doesn't look like they're actually going to make a go for it. So as far as ocean territories, I don't have any tactics for traveling on the ocean. My best guess is get as close to the coast as you can. I guess mostly because not a lot of people will use boats. Oh, the geocache has been claimed, so what it looks like is we're going to be getting into combat here shortly. There is a helicopter nearby, I just don't know where he is. If they land behind me and land in a crew, I'd definitely be in a rough spot, a rough patch. So, just for the fight coming ahead, you need to keep your food and water at 100% in order for you to heal. You'll notice I'm flashing red once in a while. So this helicopter is definitely going to be coming in and landing some guys and trying to take that geocache from whoever claimed it. At least that's what I'm assuming. I'm not sure where he is at the moment. Perhaps not. Let's keep pressing forward. Because whoever claimed it, I didn't see a vehicle leave, at least from this angle. So it could be on the other side. Helicopter's still floating around. I'm going to assume that is them interested in the geocache and trying to figure out who has it and where it's went. As far as attacking objectives are concerned, if you're going to lone wolf it in Wasteland, something you need to keep in mind. These objectives, typically people do group up. Typically, 2 or 3 people will play together. And objectives like this, it could be a group, it could be one guy. No one really knows which one it's going to be. It could be either, it could be neither. But always assume that you're going to be going up 5 versus 1. So if you're not comfortable with those odds, I would definitely suggest, taking the other route. Set up ambushes places. Now, I'm kind of proficient in combat in this game. I know what I can and can't get away with to a certain extent. Sometimes, I just completely flub. It's really up to you. It's up to your aptitude, how good you are at playing Arma. And it's kind of odd to say this, but if you're good at Arma, like if you're really good at Arma, you may actually have a career in the military because, it does. Hold on. Fairly certain I heard someone reloading. So I can definitely expect to run into people down here. So let's just keep our eyes open. You always want to stay close to cover. Always. So, don't see anybody in the town. I did hear reloading, so I need to keep my eyes forward. Basically, what I want to do is I want to take the high ground. I want to take the high ground and come in as concealed as I possibly can. And I don't want to open fire until I at least know the positions of all the enemies. That way, I can basically continue to fire and drop back to cover over and over again. So there's not a whole lot of cover here that I can use. I'm going to fall off this rock. And I'm completely anticipating dying here, but I at least need to see if the geocache is still around. There's a boat. I suppose they could have loaded it up in a boat. The geocache should have been right around here. It could be on the rock above me. Sometimes they do spawn in the rocks. And I don't see any enemies, so I have to assume that it's been taken. That someone took it somewhere. One of the last... Ooh. That isn't good. That was a vehicle equipped with a grenade lobber. So, if I get caught in a conflict, I am massively outgunned. Let's see what's in here. There's nothing in this boat. There's no geocache. It's a good time for me to get the heck out of Dodge. So I think I'm going to wrap that up for the first episode. Now, the way I'm going to do the series, I'm just going to keep playing for the next few hours. I'm just going to cut it up into segments to make it easier to watch. So I'll catch you in the next episode, but really, I'm just going to keep recording. So catch you in a minute.